Hi Taurus, welcome to your weekly forecast for July 8th through the 24th. This is for Taurus Sun, Moon, and Rising. I am setting the intention for the 18th through the 24th, but you might not see this video for a few weeks after, months after, years after. It's all good. You're going to see it whenever you're meant to see it, whenever it's time for you to hear the messages that are in it. That being said, it is a general reading for the collective. Not every single message is going to resonate, my darlings. Take what does, leave what doesn't. This is going to be for Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, and Taurus Rising. So without further ado, my dears and my darlings, let's see what's coming up here for the Taurus collective. I'm going to move you all just a teensy bit closer. And the first card coming up here for the Taurus collective is, the Four of Swords. This was also the very first card that came up for Pisces. So if you have a Pisces placement, or if you're dealing with a Pisces at this time, like if you're closely dealing with one, you may want to check out the Pisces reading because they got the same card. But let's put that aside here for a moment and let's focus on Taurus collective and the message here with the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords often comes up for me in a reading when the person I'm reading for emotionally, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, sometimes even physically, you've been through the ringer. You've been through a lot. And so you may be putting a lot of pressure on yourself because you're wanting to hit some goals right now. You're like, well, I want to get my life back on track, or I don't want the past to dictate or to define me, and I want to be productive. And so you might be pushing yourself really hard to reach certain goals right now. And the Four of Swords comes up for me in my readings to say, look, you've been through the ringer. You need a moment. You need to take a breather, and you need to process the things that you've been through. And some of this stuff might have happened a really long time ago. And you think that, I should be over it by now. But that's not how it works. A lot of times we're so busy trying to survive and, pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and keep going and keep a roof over our head and, fulfill our obligations and our responsibilities, that we're not able to process our emotions or our feelings. So just because something happened a really long time ago, it doesn't mean that you should have been over it by now. Your life and your circumstances maybe didn't allow you to sit there with it and to process it. But now the universe is opening doors for you to give you time for you to process these things and to release them and to get them out of your system. The Four of Swords also asks us to process and to get through it by strengthening our spiritual connection, spending time in prayer, spending time in meditation, and drawing closer to our spiritual team. Four of Swords can also indicate a time apart or a time away from somebody, or from a place might be coming to a close, because Four of Swords sometimes can be a temporary separation or a temporary time apart. Wow. Okay, this is not going to be for every single one of you, but I had forgotten about this. And you'll have to let me know in the comments if this resonates with you, because I realize a lot of you have not been with me that long and have not been watching my videos that long. I had completely forgotten this until just now. When I first started doing YouTube a few years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, there was a message for Taurus. I just started crying. I started crying while I was doing the reading, and it was focused around, like, some of you were dealing with someone that had gone to jail, like the person was incarcerated. And so it was a message about getting through that time and all of the dynamics that were around it and all of the karmic stuff that was around it. And it was a really emotional message. And so I feel when I saw this and all of a sudden I remembered that reading, Four of Swords can be like a time of incarceration or a time of being separate, but also, like I said, it's like a temporary time apart. So something could be happening this week. If that reading resonated with you and you were like, oh my gosh, yes, this is my circumstance, this is what I'm dealing with, there could be something happening this week where this person is getting out. This person is getting out of the incarceration and like coming home, or you guys are going to be together again. There could be this kind of aspect here for some of you. Not for all of you, obviously that's a very specific message, but you'll have to let me know in the comments if that resonates with you or if that connects for you. Maybe for some of you there's a hearing coming up for this person, or they might be up for early release or something, and you may be getting some good news that they're going to be getting out or they're being given another chance. It was such a interesting energy when I did that reading, and it just came up again and I was reminded of it. So for some of you that have been with me that long, something might be coming full circle for you in the coming week around somebody that maybe getting out and healing and getting a fresh start themselves. The next card that's coming up here for you all, speaking of fresh start and a foundation here, we have the Emperor. So the Emperor could be both Scorpio or Aries energies. If you have Scorpio or Aries placements, there could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those areas of your life. If you, some of you might be dealing with a Scorpio or Aries, this can also be seen as divine masculine energy. Some of you could be coming into a time of connecting with the divine masculine. You may be balancing your own divine masculine energy or calling in a divine masculine. And the Emperor is very much a card about foundation, structure, like just a solid base, solid foundation, order, discipline. So some of you may just be getting your affairs in order and coming into a time of structure, having structure in your life, right? Maybe there wasn't structure for a long time and you're finally calling in structure into your life. The Emperor can also be like a paternal energy from the other side, like a father figure who has passed on, or grandfather or ancestors from your paternal side of the family. They may be coming into your dreams and giving you messages or giving you guidance, or they may be working behind the scenes to help you right now at some kind of crossroads you might be dealing with, or some kind of healing that you might be dealing with here with the Emperor energy. This could also be father. So maybe some of you are stepping into your own paternal energy, or calling in someone who is going to be the father of your child. If you're trying to manifest children, that could be the case here for some of you. And this could also be here. What else was I going to say here? Okay, some of you may be healing from wounds that you have from authority figures. Maybe in your life, people who had authority abused their authority. Oh gosh, I'm not supposed to say that word. Now this video is not going to get circulated. Maybe some of you had people in your life who misused their authority. I already said it. I might as well say it 50 times. But you as I said, you might have dealt with people who have misused their authority, and so as a result, there could have been like some wounds that you developed from that. And so maybe now it's hard for you to respect authority or trust authority. A lot of you may be indigo children, and so indigos in general came into this existence to challenge authority, and quite naturally would find themselves butting heads with authority from a very young age. Maybe some of you have ended up in incarcerated as a result of that. But so now there could be something here in terms of healing those wounds, and understanding what true authority is, and understanding the illusion of authority. Sometimes we're in situations where it would appear that we're under authority, but we're not really. I'll let you meditate on that. I'll let you pray about that. But there could be something here in terms of healing from that, or understanding that, or seeing through the illusion of that for some of you in terms of authority and issues with authority. The next card that's coming up here for the Taurus collective is the Five of Cups. Now, Five of Cups can come up, especially since we have the Four of Swords here. As you're releasing and as you're processing, some of you may be releasing and processing disappointments that you've had. You didn't really have a chance to really mourn those things or to grieve those things. And now you're coming into a time where the universe is giving you a chance and an opportunity to mourn and to grieve those things. It's really important that you see the blessings that are still available to you, and to realize not all is lost. And to realize that you can basically pick your cups up and fill them with anything you want moving forward. And so maybe things didn't go in a situation the way that you had hoped or the way that you had planned, but now essentially the sky's the limit. Now you can do whatever you want to do. So some of you may be processing or releasing disappointment that you have in your authority figures in your life, or parental figures, or father not stepping up, or not being there, or not protecting you the way that they should have. And maybe in some ways this is now giving you permission to live your life. Maybe it's this realization that you need to have to give yourself permission to live your life, whereas maybe you've been trying to fit under an expectation or a guideline for someone that did not meet their requirements or responsibilities to you. And maybe you haven't really fully processed that, and it might be something that's beginning to occur to you in the coming week. It made me think of, gosh, this might be kind of dark, so please excuse me. Maybe like a warning here for anybody that maybe gets set off with father issues, or passing, or like funeral customs, or you may want to kind of not listen to this part here. But it made me think right now, as I was looking at these cards, it made me think of the episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, when Charlie finally meets his biological father, who was never there for him in his life. His biological father, he didn't even know who his dad was, right? Until he got to Ireland and he met his dad. And his dad just wanted to swoop in and be best friends all of a sudden, and just be the closest as ever. So of course Charlie is excited, like, oh wow, my dad is here, and he just forgets about the fact that his dad hasn't been involved in his life, and they become very close. And then the dad tells him his dying wish that, when I pass away, you have to carry me by hand up this really big mountain and throw me into the sea, because if you don't, my soul won't get into heaven. And so his father happens to pass away while Charlie's in Ireland, and he has to, try to get his friends to help him carry this big heavy guy up a giant mountain by hand, walking, and throw him into the sea. And it was such a impossible task. And of course it's a comedy, so they threw a lot of comedy along the way. But at one point Charlie just breaks down and he says, I'm not doing this. Like, it's not fair. He was never there for me, He didn't fulfill his obligations to me. He didn't fulfill his responsibilities to me. And now I'm taking this burden on my shoulders. When did he ever carry me? Right? And so I'm not saying it's going to be something so dramatic. And I'm not saying that if you have a situation with a parental figure that you should not forgive them. Everybody's circumstance is different. But you may have been living your life trying to make someone happy that did not keep you happy, or did not keep you safe, or did not give you the tools that you need to accomplish the things they're expecting you to accomplish. And so this could be, having this realization could be very liberating for some of you, that I don't have to carry this on my shoulders, and I have the right and the permission to decide which way I want to go in and what I want to fill my cups with. The other thing here with this Five of Cups, some of you are coming into a time of releasing structure here, foundations. And so Five of Cups can come up in the way where you're feeling really overwhelmed and you're kind of tempted to self-medicate here. And this reminds you, don't, because it's going to set you back. Let yourself ride through the feelings and resist the urge to numb yourself, because you're going to undo the progress you've been making if you allow that to happen. The next card that's coming up here for the Taurus collective is the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is seizing an opportunity. There could be an offer coming your way, okay? Whether it's work, whether it's a creative endeavor or partnership or collaboration, a romantic relationship, whatever it might be. There may be some kind of a deal coming your way or offer coming your way. And you might think that, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal, or it's something that maybe is not that serious. But the Ace of Wands says that this is something that whatever energy we put into it, it's going to grow, it's going to flourish. So it's definitely worth our while. Ace of Wands is like, seize the opportunity. This is a divinely gifted opportunity. And though it might not seem like a big game changer in the current moment, it's going to lead to very big things. But it all comes down to the energy that you put into it. Ace of Wands could also be getting our zeal back, getting our fire back, getting our excitement back. So some of you may be picking up some endeavors, some projects, or you may be getting your motivation back after experiencing this time of release. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks your moon sign or rising sign might add some more specifics to your sun sign message. Some weeks your moon sign or rising sign might resonate more than your sun sign message. So I have the playlist for the weekly forecasts in the description of this video to make it easier for you to find the weekly forecasts. I also have the playlist for the love readings for July linked in the description of the video if you want to check that out. And if you don't know, every single day I've been posting a daily message. So if you want to start your day off with a card and spiritual message, be sure to check that out as well. Private readings, in the description, there's a link that will take you to my scheduling page, calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead and hope to see you all in the dailies as well. Be well, my darlings.